Hello, my friends. I have a mess on my desk. It's kind of fun, actually. So I wanted to do a Father's Day spread because Father's Day is coming up on Sunday. And I realized I don't have anything really Father's Day related. So I went to Canva and I found some clip art. And then I printed it off just on paper. I then created some... it's not quite gingham checkerboard kind of things. I don't know why, but I created these. Not entirely 100% sure what I'm gonna do with them yet, but we're just gonna play. And like, this is totally my dad. He was a handy guy. This is definitely my dad. He was always in overalls. Always kind of random tools laying around. Definitely my number one dad. This is not necessarily my dad. He was not into hats or glasses. Definitely not into ties. The only time I ever saw him on with a tie was when my brother got married, and he cleans up pretty good. My dad, my little brother, and myself, I found that clip art. He was not into watches, but it kind of screamed, you know, dad. I've got some hearts. A coffee cup. He wasn't really into coffee, but that's okay. I got some presents. He had a beard and mustache, but this is just funny to me, so I cut those out. I did a lot of fussy cutting this morning, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Then I took, so these are actually just, note pages that I took. I cut them in half to have 4 different pieces. This gingham I did cut to kind of fit. We're going to trim it down some more because I thought, well, what if we kind of turned it into like a little, I'm probably not even in frame. What if we turned it into a little book of sorts, and we could create Dutch doors, and this could just like go into my happy planner as just a little, like, dad, I miss you. I do miss my dad. He's been gone for 4 years now, I think. But I still think about the little monster, you know, like we do when we have a loved one that is missing. I think, though, what I want to do, we're going to cut this blue one also in half-ish, because I never quite line up. This is a new to me cutting cutter that I recently have. My old one, I still have it. It has a guideline that I use to line it up that actually works kind of better, but I find when I line it up here against the edge, it cuts it wonky. It's not straight. Well, actually, even when I look here, it's not straight. But tomato, we're gonna just do a little cutty cut, and we'll see how these, see, it's not quite in half. It is what it is. It's going to get trimmed up some more anyway. So I think what we're going to do, well, I thought, what if we, let's see, what if we glued those, oh, that's right, I already trimmed it. I was like, wait, why is it not matching? Because I already kind of trimmed part of it up. That's right. I took off some of this extra edge, which is what we're going to do right now as well. Because this is going to be too big for ultimately what it's going to be like. That was not straight, Karen. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. Bloop. That also is not going to be straight if I do it that way. So let's get us to straight, maybe. And we'll get this to straight, maybe. Oh, I hate when I do that. Okay. I haven't done this kind of creating in a while, and I've been missing it. So, what if we ended up doing something like this? One of these can be the outside, the other can be in the inside. I'm thinking I want let me see, how do I want it? maybe like that. So you open it up. I'm going to glue these together so that can be like the front and back. Yes, we're going to do that. Okay, so let's move some of that away. This is probably going to be a long video, as you most know. I don't edit, so it is going to be a long video. Sorry, not sorry. Let's find, I'm going to use a tape runner if I can find it. I thought I had one right there. Apparently I do not. That is not what I was looking for. Okay, give me one sec. Found it. I got a new one recently from Journal Say. It's what I'm hoping is my last order for a while, because I'm trying to be very cognizant of what I'm spending. So I am really trying to do a low to no spend. So we'll see how that goes. Eek, that's really kind of an, excuse me, kind of a weird. Okay, that's the bottom and that's the bottom from where I didn't really trim. So maybe we'll go this way. And it doesn't have to be perfect, because we will go through and do some, excuse me, trimming. Okay, that's fine. So maybe what we'll do actually is we'll put the tape on there, because this can go all the way to the edge. I noticed I have to go really slow or it doesn't get all of the dots laid down. Anybody else have that issue? I know that I could use glue, but I really don't want the glue residue today. Bummer. The child has sent me a message and I can't get to it because I am filming on my phone. Hopefully he does not require assistance, because he's going to have to wait or get a hold of Tom. So we're going to do, hold on. How about we go this way and this way. Or he's probably sending me pictures of what he did to his brother's truck. That's probably what he's doing. Okay, so there's that. Now, what I also want to do, okay, that's going to be the outside. Excuse me. That's going to be inside. Which one do I want the edge? So we're going to go like this. Nope, let's get this like this so I can see it. Oh, that's not. Okay, I'm going to do some trimming. Let's do some trimming first. So these edges just need cleaned up so that I can see what's going on here. Okay. The only reason why I wasn't going to do that is because that edge isn't exactly straight. Okay. Tomato, tomato, Karen, just make it happen, Captain. Okay. Oh, that's still not. That is wonky. Well, my dad was kind of a wonky guy, so it is what it is, my friends. Like, that's not straight at all. I don't want to take too much off, even though I know I'm going to end up trimming more. But I'd like to kind of start with a straight edge, if at all possible. So let's take off some of this extra. Gotta be careful of that kind of stuff, because that gums up the cutter. Okay. So I know that these are not going to, well, actually that's pretty darn close. Wow. Well, that's pretty cool. Ah, gosh darn it. Okay. Because that end can go bye-bye. But first, which edge is better? That's perfectly lovely. So we're going to line all of this up. I hope I'm in frame. And it's pretty thick. I probably should have not done so much, but that's okay. Excuse me again. Now we're going to take that out of there. Come on, Karen. Get with it. Perfecto. Okay, we'll set that aside. Let's clean up our mess here because we're gonna create some more. Ooh, let's not get rid of all the stuff I want. Okay, so we now have, oh, I forgot about those. So that one doesn't have one. That one does. So does that one. And that one does not. So because of the way I'm going to do my Dutch doors, these are probably going to get cut off, which I'm perfectly fine with. So we're going to keep those like that. We're going to have this like this and this like this. And we're just going to have a cute little little book for Dad. So let's start with getting that out of the way. I don't think we're going to use all of this, which is perfectly fine. But let's start with, I kind of really like him. And I do have two. Here is where I'm going to grab the glue stick. And we are going to grab an extra piece of paper that I have, hopefully down here somewhere. Cool. To use to get messy for gluing this down. Like I said earlier, I have not created like this in a while, so I am really excited to see what I'm going to end up creating. Just for the heck of it, you know. Creating to just create is kind of what I'm shooting to do now. Yes, this is a Father's Day, you know, shout out to my dad, but it's also just a way to play with fun stuff. So I should have grabbed some washi before I started. Let's see. That is kind of off. We could go darker. Let's go darker just as a punch of color. So I should have put this down first, but you know, that's just not how we're going to roll today. Okay, that little part right there, I don't know if you see that line, but I don't like that. So we're going to end up cutting that off. And I don't know why we're going this far over, but I want some of this checkerboard to show. So that's what we're going to do. Now, how about I just use scissors to cut that? Boop. Okay, and then I'm going to use my gyro cut, which I used, well, most of this, honestly, I did fussy cut with scissors. I didn't use, yeah, I cut through. I didn't use the gyro cut to get through most of it, which is perfectly fine. Because I didn't really feel like the time constraint just felt like too much. I felt like I was doing a pretty decent job of fussy cutting it. So we're going to try that right now too. As I'm completely going off the rails here. It'd probably be faster with the gyro cut. So like I think I said that I created most of these, actually all of them on Canva. I didn't have anything that, not that one. I didn't have any stickers for, you know, Father's Day, which is really weird, but it is what it is. And oh, this will be nice because we'll cover up that spot that I cut. Oopsie. I hope I'm in frame. I was gonna do that. And I'll stick that back down. Let's turn it around so I can see it properly. Okay. Now let's get this back and some glue. I kind of wish I would have printed these on sticker paper, but I didn't really think about it until it was too late. I'm like, ah. So we're just going to, uh-oh. I thought I mirror imaged it. Maybe it's just the way I cut it. So that's fine. We're gonna make this work. So that's what we do. Trying to get some of that glue off my fingers. Yeah, I'm guessing that I just didn't cut it very well. But I also have to be very careful about what I'm gonna trim. Well, I think right now we're gonna leave it because I'm afraid if I cut too much off, yeah, it doesn't line up. It doesn't line up properly, but my dad, again, was a little off, so this makes sense to me. I'm fine with it. Now, oh, oh man, I didn't think about how those were gonna line up with turning them. So this one actually will be perfectly fine this way, right? Yes. Okay. So I know that the back, that this is not going to be, you know, the right way, but I'm perfectly fine with that. Let's not do that one though. So if we have, this is slightly harder than I thought it was going to be. I didn't think I was going to struggle this much. I think we're going to put this here, right? Sure. Just do it. Wing it and fix it later, as Dad would say. My dad was pretty handy at most things. He basically called himself a jack of all trades, master of none. Okay, do I want it to go that way? Sure. He didn't do electronics. He was basically old school mechanic. Oh, that's gonna, no, I'm okay with that. Am I? Yes, maybe. Old school mechanic, you know, older vehicles. Oh, you can't see it that way, Karen. You know, worked on all of our things whenever needed. How am I going to do that so it's going to line up? If I do it this way. Again, folks, I'm totally winging this. I don't know what the heck I'm doing. So if I turn it this way, get it started. Oh, you mother. Here, right? Then move that out of the way. And of course, I'm on the wrong side of the piece of paper. Okay, well, that's about par for course. But we're going to improvise here because that is partially just what we do, right? We improvise. And this will work just fine. Boom. So we will cut this off so we don't have it sticking out there. Again, perfectly fine. Stick this to the side of my table along with all the other fun stuff I have over there. We will get the scissors. That's definitely not straight. Oh my gosh. Karen. And if I straighten it now, it's definitely going to be crooked. I'm trying to see from these dots. We're just going to go for it. Just go for it, Karen. Oh yeah, that's definitely crooked. Nope. Don't second guess it. Just do it, because I think it's this line right here. We will have to reposition washi tape. Perfectly fine. It's repositionable. Boop. Not far enough there, Hendrix. So like I was saying, Dad, kind of jack of all trades, master of none. But he would work on all of our vehicles anytime there was anything around the house that needed fixing, you know, water heaters, electrical, plumbing. He was the go-to guy. My grandparents had rental property that he helped kind of manage with one of my aunts. I kind of wish it was more over to show more of this. So again, beauty of washi tape. We're just gonna move it if I can get it up. Come on, my little friend, work with me. Thank you. And thank you again. Let's see if we can salvage that. Where do I, oh, because I cut it right there, huh? Well, we could cut more of that off, which, my friends, is what we're going to do. We are going to do this because we can cut more of that if we need to. Yeah, I'm kind of wasting some washi here, but it needs to be done right now. So, Dad was a single parent. Mom was not in the picture. She decided that she needed to live her life kind of without children until it was convenient for her. That doesn't fly for me. So to say I'm a daddy's girl is an understatement. I am definitely a daddy's girl, even though he is no longer with us. I am still a daddy's girl. I have no contact with my mother whatsoever. And I will stay that way. And I'm fine with that. I have made peace with it. It is what it is. You take out the toxicity in your life when you need to, and that's basically what I did. So, making this bread for Dad kind of is really, really making me happy because he was a great dad. Ooh, that worked out nicely. He taught me a lot of things. He taught me how to, you know, stick up for myself and not take shit off of anyone. Excuse my language. He also taught me how to swear like a sailor. We, growing up, we didn't, until we turned, I don't know, summertime in our teens, we were not allowed to swear, like, at all. And then one day he's like, yeah, I don't care. Use it appropriately. And we're all good. Yeah, we probably shouldn't have started that. Because to say that I can make a sailor blush is an understatement. I have a potty mouth big time. But I try not to use it. Okay, that's kind of cute. I like that. And this is still covered, so that's cool. That's cute. Okay, digging it, digging it. Here we go. Now, this one. Okay, this will get cut off, which is perfectly fine. What am I going to put there? I definitely need, I want to use this because he was definitely into overalls. So I think I need to do those. I really kind of want to use that, even though my dad didn't wear any of that stuff, so that may have to wait. That's fine. Overalls and tools, because he would always have tools in his pocket. I think we're just going to lay it down and live with wherever it goes. Yeah. Growing up, Dad had help from my Aunt Jerry, which was his aunt, so my great aunt, and my grandparents. They were very instrumental in my brother and I growing up. I think if it wasn't for them, our life probably would have been much, much harder. Dad, God love him, wasn't into, he had a work ethic, but he always had, and there's nothing wrong with this, absolutely nothing, manual jobs, but it didn't always make for easy living, if that makes sense. Like, my brother and I, you know, we know what it takes to make stuff work. Okay. We learned a work ethic from Dad in a way. He wasn't always for, oh gosh, you know, working the hardest at certain things, but he knew how to work. How do I want to say that? Ambition wasn't his strong suit. I could say. I didn't cut that very straight. Let's just say my brother and I learned that we wanted better things, and not even just like to have material possessions, but we wanted better than what Dad, again, that sounds so harsh. Dad gave us a great life, and I appreciate every single bit of it. But like, growing up was hard. We had to do a lot of things on our own growing up, and you know, some of that was tough. We grew up a little faster than we wanted to. We wanted to be kids, but sometimes we're not given that opportunity to be children. So like when my brother had kids, I can say that I helped raise those little monsters. Yeah, his wife, ex-wife now, was, you know, there, but you know, it sometimes takes a village, and I was a huge part of that village. So we tried to, you know, make sure that the kids were able to be kids as much as humanly possible. And luckily, they both have work ethics. They know things do not come free. My dad, heaven love him, was definitely take the easy way when you when you could. If someone was willing to give you something, take advantage of that, but almost a little too much advantage, if that makes sense. Again, I love my dad, but sometimes he tried to take the easy way out, and that is not always what happens with life. You sometimes have to work for what you're given. Later in life, Dad definitely tried to take advantage of the, if they're willing to help me, I'm going to take it, or just take it. That is going to cut off quite a lot. I think I might want this on the front. Should we just do some hearts? Because, no, I don't have enough of those. Coffee cup doesn't really work right there. Father's Day was going to go on the front. Maybe I just leave it at these? Maybe we just leave it at those and not... Because what would I put there? That's not going to cover... Oh, unless we did the heart, like right in the middle. Yeah, we're going to do that. Yeah, heart right in the middle. Camel. Here we go. So let's take you. And we are going to wing where half of this is. Oh, actually, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If we go stack with it, that's what we're doing. And then we're going to take the washi and going to go like right here, maybe. Oh, not that one. Where are you, washi? There you are. Let's start here. And we'll see if that looks straight or not. It does, but it does not. Did that make any sense? Not really. I think we're going to go with it. I almost think it needs to be moved over more. Nah, we're going to leave it right there. We're going with it. Dad would appreciate it either way. So, for holidays, we would get my dad, like we would take it when we got older, we would take him out to like dinner or lunch, and then his gift was always a bag, a big bag of peanut M&Ms. That is crooked as all get out. Isn't it? Okay, well, we're going with it. I don't know why I'm not cutting that right on there. But yes, him and his peanut M&Ms were a big thing. He absolutely loved them. And his favorite ice cream, mint chocolate chip ice cream. He loved almost all ice cream, but mint chocolate chip was his absolute favorite. He even had a special ice cream bowl. It was not an average size ice cream bowl. It was a big Mama Gemma. Yeah, he loved his ice cream. He loved 7-Eleven Big Gulps. I should be writing all of this down so I can write it in here. All of the things Dad loved. His nickname for me was Pumpkin. He didn't really have a nickname for my brother, but my nickname for my brother is Brat. Because he's my baby brother, so he's a brat. But I love him, a little monster. Okay, let's put this down. But 7-Eleven Big Gulps. Yep, that was his thing. My grandparents used to have a cabin at the lake. And oh, for that one, we would always stop at Zips on the way out of town and get half and half ice cream cones. So it was half vanilla, half chocolate. That was our treat on the way home. But 7-Eleven and either Slurpees or Big Gulps. Was this healthy? No. Not at all. Does that contribute to part of the weight issue I have now? Yes, but you know, tomato, tomato, it is what it is. But yes, he loved his Big Gulps and Slurpees. So we reached, it wasn't a huge drive from our house, but when he, excuse me, would go a certain direction, we would get all excited, like, oh my gosh, we're gonna go get, you know, 7-Eleven. Oh gosh, and him and their hot dogs. Oh my goodness gracious. Him and their hot dogs. Ugh, he would load it down with all sorts of goop, and it was just disgusting. It was just disgusting. And I just realized I did not really, oh, I did trim it already. Okay, cool. Because, oops, this way. Do I want it that way or that way? I kind of have to figure this out pretty soon because I need to punch this. So let's find the punch. The big Mama Jamma punch. And the hard part also is trying to line this up so it punches the same way. Whoops, get out of the way there, dude. So we're going to hope. Okay. And I just punched that the wrong way. So that is now going to be the front. This will now be the back, which is fine. You just gotta roll with it. Okay, so we still have to do the front, but let's get this in here for now, because this is the easiest thing to grab. This is actually just the paper that I pulled from. We're going to see what happens when we slip this in here. We still need to decorate the front. Oh, that's cute. Hey, where's the, hold up. Karen, good gravy. Oh, I love that. That is so cute. I think we're gonna put you here. Oh, I just thought of something else we're gonna do too. We're gonna take that here in a moment. But first, we're gonna take this. Another kind of funny thing about my dad is he taught me how to drive a manual transmission in a 50-something international step van. Look it up. It is a beast of a van, and he would take us to the steepest hill in town, make us stop the vehicle, and tell us don't go past this line or this line. Hoofda. But I will say that I was able to take it to school when I was old enough. And to go to school, we had to go up a very steep hill, and there is a light that stops you in the middle of that that light. Excuse me if you can see my head, I apologize. That is probably crooked. And then I think I'm also going to take this, since this has glue all over it. Is that dry yet? Close enough. How about, I have to be careful of this because I kind of cut it goofy. The little arm is kind of cut. So let's go here. Sorry, little brother, I cut off part of your arm almost. You live. Oh, that doesn't, well, it kind of works. I never really carried around much of anything like that. Or, yeah, that works better, in my opinion. But yes, learning how to drive a manual transmission and that big old beast did help me drive almost any vehicle. So thank you, Dad, for that. That helped. I'm pretty confident in my ability to drive just about anything now. That is a good thing and a bad thing, because I am a very confident driver, and that's not always a good thing. Sometimes I'm a little overconfident, if you know what I mean. Oop, bloop. So this, again, my dad did not wear bow ties or anything like that, but this does remind me of my brother's wedding, when we thought for sure he was going to be the very first person to get out of his wedding attire, because, you know, if you've ever been in a wedding, it is slightly uncomfortable sometimes. But he wore his tux like a champ, and he made it a point to stay in that tux the entire wedding reception. He looked good. We thought for sure, like, my dad is the kind of guy where he can get, you know, clean, take a shower, do all the things, and within 10 minutes somehow, you know, he needs to change a flat tire or something. You know, luckily that didn't happen, which is really weird for my brother's wedding, thank goodness. But I'm trying to think, do I want to put that on there? Or I think I'm just going to leave it like that. Where's the lid for this bad boy? But yeah, it was amazing that he stayed in it that long. Actually, I think he stayed in it longer than even the groom did. I definitely changed. I actually still have my I was not maid of honor, I was just a bridesmaid. I still have my bridesmaid dress actually hanging up in our closet. Don't know if I can, actually now it might fit again, but anyway, that was my rambling about my dad, who I do miss very, very much. My brother and I were very, very fortunate to grow up with the individual that we did. He, you know, there was some rough spots, but don't we all have rough spots? So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and just write some things about my dad. You know, his love for overalls, jack of all trades. If I needed him, he was there. It didn't matter where or when or what, he was there. So with that, my friends, thank you for watching. I hope you had a dad who was as awesome as mine, or a parent who, you know, was as awesome as mine was. But with that, if you would please give the video a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. A favorite memory of your dad, or father figure, or even, you know what, so Mother's Day. My brother and I would actually give my dad Mother's Day cards, because he was both father and mother to us. So if you had someone in your life who was that to you, I would love to hear about it. My friends, I thank you. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.